Hello and welcome to my meditation. My name is Debra Baker and I'm so grateful that you have joined us for this little while. Are you ready to meditate? Let's get started. So let's begin with 3 really nice deep breaths. First, breathing into, you can see Daisy there in the video, the back of her. Okay. And let's listen to the birds chirping and the sound of the breeze in the trees. And just let go. So let's breathe into our chest, filling up the front of your chest, holding it for as long as you like, and then releasing it nice and slowly. And now let's breathe into our chest and upper back, filling up our entire rib cage. Feel your ribs expand. Hold it for a moment. And when you're ready, let it go. And now let's take the deepest breath we've taken all day, filling up our lungs completely, the chest, all the way down into our bellies. Hold it for a moment. And when you're ready, let it out nice and slowly. And now let's relax our bodies, imagining that we are stretched out in that swing. If you have your eyes open for a moment and see the video, there's a nice swing and it's a great spot to hang. So let's imagine that our bodies are beginning to relax, and let's use the tension and release method. So curl your toes, press your legs together so your ankles, knees, all the way up to the tops of your legs. Take a breath and squeeze your legs together and your feet. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And when you're ready, let it go and let your legs and feet relax. And notice how you've increased the blood flow in your legs and feet. And now let's do all the way up to the bottom of our rib cage, starting with the pelvic floor, your lower torso, your hips, your glutes. Imagine like giving your whole pelvis a gentle squeeze, and your abs, your midsection, sides, back. So take a breath, squeeze it all together, pull up your glutes and your pelvic floor, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And when you're ready, let it go. And now let's do our from our bottom of our rib cage to the tops of our shoulders. So gently put your hands into fists, or put your hands into gentle fists and bring them up to your shoulders. Tuck your arms into your sides. Pull your arms and shoulders forward so you're stretching out your back and squeezing the front of your upper torso. So take a breath and then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And when you're ready, let it go. And now we're going to stretch out our chest and pecs and squeeze our shoulder blades together. So take a breath, squeeze your shoulder blades together, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And when you're ready, let it go. And now let's bring our shoulders up to our ears. Gently tuck your chin. So you're going to kind of give your head a squeeze. And tuck your chin, pull all your muscles to your head, and kind of tense up your facial muscles. And take a breath and squeeze it all together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And when you're ready, drop your shoulders. Yeah. And notice how good that feels. Now make sure that your body is positioned in such a way that you can totally relax. Then just let it all go. So I've been asking my guides for a few days now, what are we going to talk about? And they pointed out that there seemed to be a lot of interest in the video about, or the meditation about getting in touch with your higher self. And so this is, taking that idea a little deeper, where it's not so much about getting in touch with your higher self as it is allowing your higher self to express in, through, and as you. And so just take a breath and notice your breath, follow your breath, and then feel it as you release. You know that that breath is inside of you. So imagine the nucleus of every cell in your body is the one presence and the one power, is God, is your higher self. So God, your higher self, the oneness, is already inside of you. It is what gives you life. It is what gives your human body life. It is your truest essence. It is actually who you are. So it's not about becoming your higher self, because you already are. What it is about is knowing and expressing your higher self through your human self. Notice how good it feels to relax and just kind of accept these ideas. I am one with the infinite. The infinite is expressing in me. And so if you have any need for healing or any sort of shift in your body, know that what you need is already there. And if anything, what may be needed is the idea that it's already there, to remember, to know you already are one with all that is. Just take that idea in, that God, the one presence and the one power, is already inside of you, in you. And it is also expressing through you. So I invite you to think about times when you knew you were divinely inspired, when just the right words came out of your mouth, when you knew just the right steps to take, when you made a piece of art or something creative and it was just beyond anything you thought you could do. And so the one presence and the one power is expressing through you all the time. And it expands when we become aware of it. So I'm very fortunate to have a profession where I am aware of the infinite moving through me. I mean, it is absolutely necessary for me to do the work I do, to be aware that I am tapping into something greater than myself. And we are tapping into something greater than our human selves, our human personalities, all the time. We're just not aware of it. So let's just take a moment of quiet, or a bird song, to think about the one presence and the one power moving through us, through our thoughts, our words, and our actions. God is moving through you constantly, all the time. And so what about as you? I think this is the one that kind of trips people up, because they've been taught that identifying themselves as God, as the one presence and the one power, is arrogant and lofty and, conceited and, pick your adjective. But let me tell you, it is not. It is identifying with the truth. God is moving as you. You are the expression of the divine. Whether you identify with it or not, it is still true. And when you identify with it, you can take ownership of it and you can expand it in your human personality. So what we're really talking about here, take a deep breath, is allowing our human personalities to express our infinite selves. And that doesn't mean you have to change yourself completely, because you've been expressing your infinite self. What it means is that you can create more opportunities. You can allow yourself, you can, fess up, admit to yourself that you are God expressing right here, right now. And so what that means is you know the answer, you know what you came here to experience, you know what you need to know when you need to know it. And you are empowered to take action as you need to. Empowered to take action as you need to. So let's think for a moment. What would we do if we really believed that the one presence and the one power is expressing on this earth as us? I think one of the things that we would not have to do is tell anyone, because they would know. And if they didn't know, who cares? Because it's the only person that it's important that knows is you. You know that you're the one presence and the one power expressing right here, right now. And we hope that other people experience that and feel it. But if they don't, that's okay. It's not about other people experiencing us as the divine. It's about us connecting with the divine and acting through it, as it. So when you go into a new situation, instead of relying on your human personality, that's what we've been taught to do. And we've been labeled, this person's shy, this person's outgoing, this person's funny, this person's dry. Instead of relying on that, we let go of all of those, names and labels we've been given, and we just allow the infinite to express as us. How does God want to express as me today? And it may be in helping someone else. It may be in relaxing. It may be lots and lots and lots of different ways. It's not the same every day. Every day in our lives is not different. It's not the same. The earth itself, we go through the seasons and the sun rises at slightly different times every morning. And it sets at slightly different times every afternoon or evening, depending upon the time of year. As you can see all the green leaves in the video, it's time for green leaves. But they'll turn, whatever color they turn in the fall, and then they'll turn brown, and then they'll fall off. And the cycle continues. So when we understand that the one presence is moving as us, moving in through and as us all the time, moving, not staying still, not like settling in and being the same way always, but moving. So how you express yourself as the one presence today is probably different from how you will express yourself tomorrow. So what's the key? The key is trusting. And knowing and trusting, knowing that the one presence and the one power is what gives you expression, it gives you life. It is, what animates you. And then trusting that as you made the decision to come in and have this human life, you were 100% backed up, aligned with the infinite, aligned with God, aligned with the divine flow, so that there's no accident, that you are here now. What you're experiencing is not an accident. And so then you get to decide what you're going to do with it. And when we trust the infinite, when we tune in to that still small voice, or just the stillness, we can trust that whatever comes to us is for our highest good, even if it seems counterintuitive. I had a client ask me one time about a work situation where she had an employee who, kept failing, and she had to do her job and her employee's job. And her guide said, what you need to do is let her fail. Let the employee fail, because she was denying her the consequences of her actions. And so it's not always, let's make nice. It's not always, let's make everyone happy. Sometimes it's, let's get out of the way of the natural flow of life. In case you're wondering, that is Daisy crying to get in. I'm sure she thinks that she's missing something in there. So let's just take a few deep breaths and know that all is in divine order. Your every breath is divinely inspired. The one presence and the one power truly is moving in, through, and as you, all the time. So my suggestion would be to relax and enjoy it. All is well. All is truly well. Let's take one more nice deep breath. And remember, God is moving in you. God is in you, in every cell. God is moving through you, expressing itself on earth through you and as you. You are God expressing. Whether you take ownership of it or not, it's still true. But if you take ownership of it, it empowers you in ways you can't imagine. And let me remind you that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are, and the one presence and the one power moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes the one presence and the one power moving in, through, and as you. Namaste. Have a wonderful week.